Hello, English language learners. So let's see how many of you can join me in this site, because today I scheduled the session, but I was looking for how I can be live without Zoom. So it took me a while to figure it out. So that's the reason I am not in the scheduled one. So the one I already scheduled, you might not be able to see me there. Okay, so that's nice. 6. Wow. Hello, Vishal and Avdesh Kaushik. Good to see you guys. So I was kind of like not sure, doubtful. I was doubtful that I don't know if someone's going to join me in this live session, because this was just a surprise visit on this site, right? Good to see you, Vishal. I am good, Avdesh. Good. So, oh, Adesh Badhuria. Yeah, you are back. You disappeared. I was like, I don't know. You guys come here and then you disappear, then you come back again. And I can understand that there is a lot of happening, right, in our life, around us, in our countries, right? Even in India, in America, everywhere, I mean. So, yes. Recovered from COVID-19? Idesh, are you okay? Wow. So, wow, okay. Yes, I mean, marvelous, I will say. Yes, congratulations. Yes, I think we just need to maintain our immune system, like keep our immune system strong, right? Because that's extremely important, because then your body can fight with all kind of disease, right? Okay. And yes, and I received your mail, Vishal. Hi, Aslam. And I'm working on it. Okay. I am good, Aslam. Good to see you guys. And thank you for the ones, those they send me the very beautiful, I will say, very warm comments about my teaching and about channel and about me, right? That's, it's very important for, as a teacher, that's what I do in my physical classroom also. And sometime in the middle of the year and at the end of the year. So give me feedback, because I want to know, because whatever I'm doing on this channel, I'm not doing for myself. I'm doing it for you. So my main purpose is to want to see you successful, right? Okay. Hi, Rohan. Rohan, I sent you the invitations, but I think you showed up one time. Yes, sneeze, dry cough. Yes, right. Yes, these are the symptoms. Yes. Kundan, do not memorize the summaries. Oh, yeah, you need to learn how to create your own summaries. See, that's what the last week, actually on June 13, I had a session where that session was lasted for about 3 hours, I will say, where I had a discussion with students and about Indian learning and teaching methods, right? Because I'm not criticizing here Indian education system. But my point is, because I grew up in India, I had my education from India, and I know how we learn over there, right? And then when I came here and had my education from America also, from American universities, and then I started teaching. So you can see that I have experience from India as a student, then as an educator. Then when I immigrated to America, then I was a student here, and then I became educator also. So my experience is from both countries. So both countries' experiences as a student and then as an educator. So I can see the difference, and I can see how it's so different, right? And that's the reason I want you to do not memorize, do not, because those learning methods are not making you creative. Okay, that's what I will say. So you need to learn the strategies, and that's what I am trying to teach. And I think I mentioned that because when I bring those kind of lessons, many students, they don't watch those kind of lessons. And I do not blame you, because they let me finish, and then yes. So so that's the reason I am working on many projects right now. And I will be bringing surprises for you, because I do not want to bring something which everyone is doing in India, because that's the old method. And I want to provide you the tools which you can use, not to memorize. Learn how to use the tools in order to acquire the knowledge. That's my purpose. And to create by yourself, not dependent on, I don't know what you call those books, but when I was in India, we used to call MBDs. And MBDs, they used to have all kind of like answers for questions. They used to have like morals of the stories, or themes of the stories, like moral is theme, themes of the stories. And they used to have all kind of summaries and everything. It's like in other words, in Hindi, you say paka pakaya khana. No, we don't need to do that. We need to cook by ourselves, right? We need to learn how to do that. So memorizing is not a good strategy, Kundan. When are you coming to live sessions? I will try to come more often. Amarjeet, you are always happy to see me, and I'm happy to see your messages. Yes, I am working on it, Vishal. And believe me, yes, I am working on many things. That's what I'm saying, working on my courses. But before course, I want you to have the assessments where you can assess yourself in everything, in all 4 domains: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Because I have seen that many of you are underestimating yourself. Okay, and many students actually don't know where they are. They just assuming by themselves, oh, I'm beginner, I'm this level. No, you need to actually know where you stand at the international level, or especially if you ask me, whatever the courses or the assessments I'm creating right now are based on my 35 plus years of teaching from both countries, and especially from America. English as a first language and English as a second language. And another plus point is by observing you, because through Zoom sessions, I learned a lot about Indian students also, because I left India, as you know, more than 2 decades. And of course, I have some family members there, but everyone has very unique needs, academic needs. So everything when I am creating everything, everything keeping in my mind that what are the things I need to assess you in academically, especially in language, or in contents, other contents also. Because when you talk about language, and many of you are students, that's what I have seen that. And even if you are not student, you need language. I will say, if you want to become fluent, I mean, your skills needs to be on advanced level, then you cannot survive with the survival English. In other words, like social English. You need English, you need a lot of information. And so that's why, you will be hearing that news very soon, okay, about my projects. Okay, yes, I heard about Sushant Singh Rajput, and yes, I'm speechless about whatever it's happened. It was not good for him and for family and for the country, because he was very talented actor. I saw his one movie, but I mean, he seemed to be very gentle. And now in these days, I was listening a lot about him and the good deeds he was doing, especially donation, for example. He was donating so much money to other states also, but everything was like secretly, was not showing off. So you can imagine he was very simple and down to earth, right? Domicile place. I am American citizen, Yogesh Yadav. Okay. After a long time, while my friend, okay, hello. Okay, yes, and that writing you sent me, Vishal, I think I have to make a lot of changes in that, and I can use that even for teaching you a lesson, because that was very interesting, and that is kind of like a narrative. Okay, and then I'm going to bring that lesson and I will explain everything. I'm going to have the original one and then the edited one, the one I am going to edit it. And then that will be kind of like a big, it's a lesson, full-fledged lesson for many students how to write a narrative. Okay. Yes, Sahreen. Yes, yes. Alok. Okay, good to see you, Alok. Welcome, welcome, Alok. Okay, good morning. I'm good. Yes, Vishal, that's what I'm talking to you. I was working on it, and there is a lot to change in that writing, because it's, that's what I'm saying. I can make a lesson on that. Yes, but it was a good writing. I will say it was a good writing. He used many higher level vocabulary in that writing, but there are many changes need to be done. That's why, and I will explain everything why it should not be in that format. Okay. Good morning, Kabiraj. Yes, Martin Luther King Jr. Yes, yes, he is a very freedom fighter in America. Yes, he was. Sushant Singh was a great person. Yes, yes, Avdesh, no doubt about it. Yes, Ayadesh Baduria. Yes, I was listening a lot about him. Yes. Yogesh Yadav, see again, you are assuming you are a beginner. Many of you, how do you know actually what? I need to know that, how you determine your English language level. How? You just determine it by yourself, or you take some kind of assessment where based on like the total body of evidence, then you can say, yes, I am a beginner level. The total body of evidence means like you are your everyday activities, like in language, and then how you're performing in, if you're a student, how you're performing in school, in your class, and then in all over in your reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So that's what you need to see when you determine your level, because underestimating or overestimating yourself is also not going to help you. Okay. How your connection in India? I'm born and raised in India, Yogesh Yadav. I grew up in India. Vishal, sending you that text, I can do that, but I will do that, yes. But I want you guys to learn. I want to explain you all the changes and why we need to do those. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that. I already told you, Yogesh. Thank you, Samir sir. Okay, yes, but Yogesh, I will say don't underestimate yourself, please. Okay. Yes, there are many stories, and Martin Luther King is one of them. Yes. Yes. Vishal, the more helpful thing will be the explanation. So the next time when you will be writing a narrative, what are the things you need to keep in mind? And that's the reason I am planning to teach a writing course also, because many of you really need something, and writing is something not everyone can teach you the way it should be taught. Okay. Why you are nervous, Yogesh? You should not be nervous. And one more thing, guys, before I move on to any other topic. Zoom. I was just looking at another channels, and there are some teachers are using Zoom, and I was reading underneath the comments, and some of the students, as you know, in these days, what's going on in India and China, you know more than me. And so, I mean, if you originally, the guy who owned this company is from here. I don't know, but I'm not saying anything on from that part. But my point is, like, I'm looking for another software where I can interact with you. And I think even the Google meeting is the other option. And if you know any other option where we can have, it's like a Zoom, and we can use that app, we can do that too. And also, if you are interested to join many speaking sessions, then you need to email me. Then we can have something on an affordable charges. Because last time when I had a meeting with Indian students, and that's what they were telling, ma'am, please don't charge in dollars, so charge in Indian money. So I mean, that's what I told you that day also. I'm here to help you, but at the same time, at least a genuine compensation where I can run this channel, because everything is going from my pocket right now. So, Sandeep Shiv, how can I lose my speaking hesitation with practice, Sandeep? And that's what I'm saying. If anyone is interested to join my sessions, I will say live sessions where we can interact. It's like Zoom, right? I have Raj Shiva Bhatti. I sent you the emails. I remember your name. This is not you are going to invite me in the sessions. I invite you, and I remember your name. I sent you the invitation, and you never joined my session. So I don't know. That's from your side, not from my side. Okay. Okay, Arjun Kumar, ma'am, once you told in one of your video that you're thinking to close your channel on that time, I was very upset. And see, that's why I'm saying, because when I see only few people are watching, and can I say that? It's like, I know students, I don't blame you here again, or I'm not criticizing anyone, but my problem is that I don't lie. I don't like, I will not say that you can become fluent in 7 days or in 1 month, or no, that's not possible. Because as a language teacher, I know, and based on my personal experience and based on my experience with thousands of students who come from other countries or even who are born in America and they speak other language at home, it took time. The language learning is a process, and it's not going to happen in 1 day or 1 month. And I will never give you a false hope. And that's the reason many of you think that language learning is like a piece of cake. And because many channels or many institutions, they are telling you, they're misguiding you, but I am not here to misguide you. Okay, you are like my students. I see you like you are sitting in my physical class here in America, right? Like especially through Zoom, I made a connection with many Indian students. Like you are here, like Vishal is here, Arman is here, and then Rakesh Baduria is here, right? There are many of you are like, when you come and join my session, it's, we build a relationship. And even if I don't see you, I can assume that you all are here and you all are desperate to learn the language. And I will not lie to you. That's the problem. And many people do not like to listen this truth, right? Because truth is bitter, right? But that's the reality. So I will say you need practice. That's what I always say. You need practice. When I say watch my videos, pretty much I always say watch and practice with my videos, because just watching my videos are not going to help you, right? You need to practice with it, because the more you will practice, the more you will learn. So yes, Google Meet is nice. Yes, Vishal, that's what I'm thinking about it. And I will do a research on all the apps. And again, see here in these days, frankly speaking, in these days, I am at home. I have my summer break. And that's what I was like, okay, in these days, I can have my live sessions also, where I can teach you speaking skills. And I can do that a lot. But for that, I want to have at least a reasonable compensation. So if you will be interested, you can email me and then we can decide. Yes, I can try the Zoom Meet. You are right. Thank you, Vishal. That's what I was looking at this morning also. What's your opinion with Indian soldier killed in Ladakh in India by Yogesh? I mean, it's very sad. It's very sad. And it's, I mean, what do you want me to say, Yogesh? My father was in army, and my father fought 3 wars. No, actually, I think 65 war with China, and then 71, and then yeah. No, there were 3. I forgot the other one. So I remember, I didn't remember the 65 or 64 one, but I remember the 71. And it was like we, especially our family, like my older brother and sister and my mom, because I was young that time, were living in like I don't know, it was like the time was not passing, because, and one time in 71, my dad came home after 3 years. It was like, so I know, being a daughter of a army officer, I know it's very, very hard for family also. Alok Kumar, it's definitely heart-wrenching when your efforts attracts very less response. Yeah, because mine is slow and steady wins the race, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm moving slow. I'm not in rush, but again, I don't want to criticize others, but sometimes I feel bad about it, that the services they are providing and then they're charging. I was looking at one of the course, and it's a very it's the latest channel from India, and they got like hundreds of subscribers pretty quickly, like in 2-3 months. I was observing them when they started, and then had 20,000, and then within like a 1 month they had like a 400,000. I was like, what? And they are offering recently a course, and I was looking at the course because they had some free examples, right, in the course, and I was like, wow, is this the course? And they were charging like a 99, like a 999 for the course. And I was like, if this is the course, I can create this kind of course in 1 day or 2 days. Because you can go to online, you can look in the dictionaries, online Webster's dictionary, you can type any word and you can find the meanings of those words. You can even have your own dictionary, buy a dictionary and look at the words. And I mean, what they were teaching, I didn't see any skills they were teaching. But then I was like, but this course is not going to help students to learn English language. But so in other words, you say, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. But the problem is, if you are not getting the benefit, then what is the use? And my conscience will never allow me to do something which is not going to help you. So I am fine where I am. I'm saying again, and that's what I was telling that day to other students also, that yes, I want to make at least some kind of money if I'm spending so much time, but I will never do it against my conscience. I will not do something which is not going to help you, and I'm going to find that information from all other sources and just put it together and sell it to you. No, I have to do it by myself and look at each and every point where you need help, how you can get benefit from my courses or my assessments. That's why I'm telling you from last so many months, I'm preparing, and I'm still not done, because I'm doing everything based on my experience and my research and your observation of my students, my online YouTube students, with your interaction with you. I'm learning a lot as a teacher. So I'm not in rush, but I will be bringing many many useful resources for you, I will say. Okay, thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing for society. You're very welcome, Alok Kumar. I'm trying my best. I'm reading Times of India from last month. Good. Read with a purpose. Yes, that's what I always say. Yes, read. And even if you don't understand, try to read it, because there is so much information you can even understand within the context, right? And that's what, these are the strategies we teach our students, how to understand the information if you don't even know the vocabulary. There are strategies, guys. That's what I want to teach you. I request you, please send me again. Unfortunately, old data has been erased. Where, as you send me email, sure, Shiva Bhatti, I will send you the invitation next Saturday. But again, if you want to join me for more frequently the sessions, you can let me know, and then we can set that with a reasonable fee, I will say, with a reasonable fee. I'm also a technical trainer. Currently, Zoom is best option. No other viable option available. I tried Google Meet and other apps also. Right. See, I actually bought the Zoom app, and the one I'm using is not free. And again, I'm telling you, Zoom, the person who is the owner of the Zoom, his name, of course, is because he's originally, I think, from China, but he is from here, from America. And the company is based in California. But I don't know, is this like a wave is going on? So I don't, no comment about all that stuff. Good morning, Hanshika. Okay, so let's see. But wrote a lot of vocabulary word, but some few days, my internet lower than down. Okay. Okay. So yes, I mean, I can try Google Meet also, but let's see how the thing's gonna work out. We can try that too. Okay, so any other question? Anyone else has any question? Okay, so let's see. Alok Kumar. Yes, any language can be learned through practice. Can you tell me the names of some English song that contains figurative language? Yeah, learn Katy Perry. I mean, there are, when you listen any song, you will find figurative language. In every song, I will say there might be one or two examples of figurative language. Okay. Hello, Kuldeep. Good to see you. So, Vishal, you will find it. But I want you to learn how to create your own figurative language. Okay. And you can use figurative language in when you are writing even the narratives, like even the writing you sent me, you can use a lot of figurative language in that also. So figurative language can be used in poetry, right? Songs, fiction, stories, narratives. Yes. Okay. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Yes. Yes. Ma'am, when when will you come to okay, India? Do you know that they are saying that don't travel at least for 2 years? So I will say not at least for 2 years. So after that, yes, whenever they will open and this vicious disease will go away, or at least we will find the cure for it, and then people will start traveling again, then I will definitely come to India or go to India. From here, I will go to India. For you, I will come to India, right? See how we use the sentences. Okay, I will be going to write something based on figurative language. Yes, good. Yes. How are you, my beloved teacher? I'm good, Sufyan Ali. Thank you. Ma'am, native place, Madhya Pradesh, where English is very low. Right, I understand that. I think it's not about the state, but I think it's more about your schooling. If you have a schooling from English medium or your native language medium school, and even I have seen that even if you are in English medium schools, but sometime it depends on the standard of the school also, right? So that's what it is. It's very different everywhere in India. Okay, ma'am, my native. Okay, suggest the source for listening practice with the subtitles. I will say when you look for a movie or any song online, and you can search with subtitles. You can, when you are trying to find something, you can search and write it with subtitles. Then you might see a list of like songs or series, like anything will come with subtitles. Okay, actually, I'm a police person to sometime very. Okay, so you are in police. Okay, Yogesh Yadav, you're in police. So sometime very embarrassing when some people help me. You should not be embarrassed, Yogesh. See, I always say English is just a language. Why you feel embarrassed? It's not a disability. You know disability? What is disability means? That you are not able to do something, and that disability can be your physical. I mean, even you should not be ashamed for a disability also, right? But it's just a language, and moreover, English is not your language, right? In India, English is not the first language, because if you look at the history of India, and you can see every part, we have a regional language, right? So that's your first language. So English is the extra language you are learning, especially because in India, it's like a title, right? If you know the language, then people say, oh, you have more doors open for you, right? For your jobs and any other field. And people, like it's a culture also, where people see you with the more respect. I don't know how I express that, but that's the culture. But you all are the people, those they can change, right? That culture, because this is just additional language you are learning. So you should not feel bad about it. Never feel less from anyone only because you don't know the language, you don't know English, right? But you know your language, you know how to express in your first language. That's very important. You want to be a successful teacher. Aryan classes. Okay. Yes, Aryan. So what do you teach, Aryan? Can you tell me when you will organize a session based on that writing? Then I could tell my friend to come and see your mistake. What? Can you tell me when you will organize a session based on that writing? We can have that, Vishal, we can have that topic in our next session on Saturday, I will say. What about that? I can teach you that day. That will be good practice. You can have your views and we can add even more in it. But I cannot help other absence of popular. Yeah, Yogesh, that's fine. I mean, you can learn. You can learn the language. Instead of feeling bad and discouraged, I will say be positive and change your attitude and start learning. And did you watch my lessons from, there are many lessons I have for the basic language where you say and many I have, like I will say every lesson you practice, not just watch, practice with it and then notice the change in you. Because just by, in other words, by just complaining or getting discouraged is not going to help us, right? So we need to work towards it. We need to find out our weaknesses, is not in a negative way, but weakness means what are the things we need to learn? What are the things we need to improve? And that could be anything in you, your personality. your habits or language learning, right? So you have to work towards it. That's what my suggestion is to you, Yogesh Yadav. Okay. Arjun Kumar. Teach English in Delhi, but due to lockdown, I lost my job in from school. Oh, okay. I mean, that's sad. You lost your job. What should I do? I mean, is there anyone interested to take your tutoring classes if you can teach from home or something like that? Arjun? Okay, Sufyan Ali, please tell me, how can I become more fluent in English? This is a very common question, right? Very common question. So you need practice. And how you practice? There are so many there are so many ways, and consistency. Consistency means practice every day. Do not do it one day and not another day. English is very hard language. No, English is not hard. English is, if you learn English with understanding instead of memorizing, then I will say, based on my experience, okay, again, I'm telling you, not just saying it, based on my experience and my observation, if you already know some English, and then you want to improve your skills, at least if you continuously practice it, at least for 6 to 1 year, you will notice tremendous improvement in your language. That's what I know, because I have seen, because here in America, we have 6 levels in English. Okay. So 6 levels in English means when you're learning English as a second language, right? That means English is not your first language. You speak English as another language. Then you are on one level is entering level. That means you don't even know ABC in English. Okay. You might know ABC, but you don't know how to form the words. You don't understand English. You don't understand when people talking. Your listening might be, if I say from 1 to 10 scale, I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, the scale. So 1 to 10 scale, if you are just on 2 or 3, you are entering level. So you have a very limited vocabulary. You might know 20, 30 words. That is entering level. And then comes the beginner level. So in beginner level is, you know some vocabulary, okay? You know some of the names in English, the things in English, like, table or chair, or, there are so many words actually we say in India also, book or notebook, right? Or what are the things? Eraser, marker. At home you say bed or clock, right? So you know very basic names in English, right? And then you also know the some of the verbs in English, like play, jump, all that kind of stuff. And I will say you have about 1,000 to 2,000 vocabulary. In other words, then you are kind of like a beginner level. Okay. But then you gradually improve, and then you know many polysemous words, like the words like where you know the prefixes, suffixes, root words, homonyms, antonyms, synonyms, all kind of things. Then a lot of you know vocabulary where the adverbs or verbs or adjectives, and you are able to use some of all those verbs also. Then you are pretty much on developing, right? So that's the way and then after that we have what you say, developing, and then is intermediate. And yes, so there are so many stages. And then the last stage is the monitoring. The monitoring one is we observe those students for 2 years, that they are close to the Native Americans. They are close, not 100%. But then gradually we release them. But in that process, some students cross all those stages within 3 years. Some students even take 14 years. Can you imagine? Yes, that's what the research says. There's a lot of research. They did it on these students. And the ones they are taking more than 7 years and not going out of the programs, we call them long-term English language learners, right? Because they are in the programs forever. And there are so many reasons they are in the programs forever. Because some of them, they don't even care. Because when they have their assessments, they don't take it seriously, right? So, I mean, everyone is unique. But in your case, I can say that most of you who are looking for help, you want to learn, you are desperate to learn, you are desperate to improve your English language skills. So in your case, if you work, if you stay focused, if you are consistent, then you can improve tremendously, a lot, within 6 months to 1 year. That's what I know based on my experience again and again. I'm not just saying it. No, that's what I have observed, I have noticed. I worked with students, and it's a data, it's a fact. That means I can even show you the data that how they improve. And improvement is not only reading. I'm talking about 4 domains. And that's what I am creating my own assessments right now. That's what I was telling you, that you all need to understand, you all need to determine your language, because many of you do not even know what your English language level is, okay? There are many tests online. I have seen some of the tests you can take online, but are very expensive also. That's the reason I'm working on, and I'm creating the test, again, my test, where you can see your level. You can take the test. The test will be online for listening, speaking, and writing. But for speaking, you will have to join me, where I will be assessing your speaking test, speaking. So then you can see where you fall with the total grades. So wherever you are weak, maybe your speaking is weak, or maybe your writing is weak, then you need to also focus on that. And you need to see how can you improve your skills. Because when you learn a language, you need to learn all 4 domains in order to become fluent in language, right? Yes, I know reading is important, but reading only is not going to help you when you are missing other domains. So again, I'm saying all domains are interrelated. We cannot separate it, right? So you need to learn how to even put your thoughts in a written order, or how you express yourself. That's also important. And it's like a process, and it's a systematic process. And that's what I am working on it right now. It's a time consuming, but I'm very positive the results will be marvelous, that I can say. Because you all are desperate to learn. You are a learner. You are not like some of the students, then they have to learn, right? Believe me, I know I have some students, they say, because some students, they come to America with the family, but they don't want to come, right? They wanted to be there wherever they were, their home country. And sometimes they are not happy when they come here and they say, I don't like English. I don't want to learn English. Then I was like, okay, you are here. You need to learn English. No, my parents wants me to learn. So, but in your case, it's not like that. You want to learn. You have a desire to learn. So your chances are to improve more quickly as compared to the ones, those they are forced to learn the language, right? So that's what I say. Love the language. Do not hate it. Do not be scared from it, because it's not a monster. It's the language, and it's a beautiful language, believe me, and you will love it. And yes, the language is not just learning the words. When you learn the language, you learn a lot about the culture also, about the language culture, right? Where it's coming from. Yes. Okay, let me read, and then we need to end the session. I don't have anything for doing it. Keep watching your video throughout day, and I have watched many videos of other channels, but your video seems to be so pure and authentic and knowledgeable. Thank you, Arjun Kumar. Flawless, impeccable. Thank you, Joseph. What does this word mean? Absimile? I don't know. Do Google. Okay, Google. Arjun Kumar, I will try to do Google. Yes, I will definitely try to do Google. Okay, so I will say hello Priyanka. Sorry. Joseph, what is the difference between listening and speaking English? It's a listening and speaking is different. So here, it's a very wonderful question, Joseph. Excellent. Yes. So listening, when you listen and when you read, I hope you all know that there are 4 domains in any language, not only in English, any like the standard language, I will say, because then there are so many tribal languages also where they just speak, right? They don't have words in those languages. So those languages are missing the reading part and the writing part, right? But the English language, or like the Hindi or the Sanskrit, all those languages have 4 domains. So 4 domains are, as you know, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. The sequence is like this: the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Okay, so listening is input domain, INPUT, input domain, DOMAIN, domain. Domain means a specific place, right? So it's like a listening domain is an input. That means when you listen something, you are gaining the information, you are learning something, right? And you said speaking. So you gain the information, you learn the information, but speaking is when you express yourself, when you are delivering the information, right? So you are telling someone the information. So that is the output domain, out, right? Because you are expressing, that means you are telling, that is the output. It's out there. People are listening, input, output, you are telling. The other thing, reading. Reading is also an input domain, because you are reading, so you are gaining the information. So listening, you are gaining the information through your ears. For reading, you are gaining the information through your eyes and brain. Of course, brain is processing. Brain is a processor, right? It processes the language. So you listen the language, you process. You read the language, you process. You speak the language, you process. You write the language, you process, right? So brain is working in every domain. But reading and listening is input. You are gaining the information. Writing and speaking, output, that means you are expressing your knowledge. So I hope you understand that. Okay. So what does this? Okay, ma'am, you don't bore to give. Ma'am, you don't bore to give the answer of the same. I didn't understand your question, Vishal. Satyanarayan Singh, hello, speak English, please help me how to speak English. Same question, yes, Satyanarayan. This is the same question you all are asking me, and this is the same question I am receiving in comment sections also. So my answer is always the same. Please practice, and practice every day. Doesn't matter if you are practicing for 30 minutes or practicing for 1 hour, but practice with purpose and do not memorize. Understand what the information you are reading or listening. Understand. And one more thing I want to tell you, be a good listener, because that's what I have noticed in students, not only here, but in a real life situations also. If you are a good listener, you can gain a lot of information and process. Okay, so be a good listener, I will say, and learn with a purpose. Do not get scared, do not get confused, because the confusion or this your anxiety also is hinder you. It's blocking you from learning. So the more you are relaxed, with a relaxed mind and with the carefree attitude, the more you will learn, because then your brain is not thinking about the negativity, because then you are, the more you will be positive, and the more you will learn, and will stress free, I will say, about the language. Because I know when you are learning something under stress, then it's hard to learn, especially if you notice when you have exams and you are very nervous, and then you are learning something, you are memorizing something, and you feel like you are blank, you don't know anything, right? Because you're so nervous. So that's not the good way to learn, I will say. Try to relax yourself and think, oh, it's just a language. I need to stay calm, and I need to understand what I am reading. I do not need to memorize it. Then you will definitely improve. Okay. And one more thing, which I will address another day, is about, again, because you need to see where your English language skills actually are at this point. And then watch or read the material based on your level. Because if you go back and forth, that is not also helpful for you to, because that sometime you get frustrated with that also sometime, because you think like, I am not improving, and there are reasons why there is a problem in a learning and you are not improving. Okay, so we're going to talk about that too. Okay, could you show your library if it's possible? I must say it would be sure, I will do it one day. Yogesh, livelihood, a shy person. Oh, you are a shy person. So always school stays. I avoid class. Oh, you're a shy person. Okay. I mean, see here, fears are all inside us. Whatever we can come out of all those kind of fears, believe me, and it's possible. It's possible, Jigesh. Ma'am, you don't become angry to give the answers of same problems such as how can I? No, I don't. I have a lot of patience, Vishal. Okay. Yes, good, Priyanka. Yes, good. Yes. Yeah. Oh, good to see you, Surjit Mishra. Okay, Arjun Kumar, ma'am, which type of novel you used to read? See, it all depends. When I was in school and then college, then university, you were reading all different kind of novels. But if you ask me these days, I read novels, the one I have for my students' curriculum, because in my institution, for my students, we read at least, you will be surprised. You will be very, very surprised how many novels our students read in the course, in our, when the year go along. We we do the novels like stations, where we have book clubs. We call it book clubs, where students read, and we do many activities with novels. We just don't read the novels. We read novels with a purpose. We learn many skills when we read novels. So as an educator, I have to read all those novels which my students are going to use, because if they will be asking me any question about the novels, I need to know the answer for that, right? I need to provide them feedback with that. So I read at least 6 to 7 novels for my students class. Otherwise, if you ask me personally, I don't read novels. I read more books with the self-realization and about like, for example, I recently read The Inner Engineering and the Art Yogi of Gurudeva. I don't know how many of you know that, but those kind of books I read a lot. Okay. Ashwini Kumar, ma'am, please read some English. Yes, I will. I will definitely, Ashwini. Ma'am, which type of, okay. So you can read, I will say, again, when you are reading for entertainment, I will say read something close to your English level. Do not read something which where you're going to lose the interest, because there are so many words you don't even know, and you are not understanding what's happening in the novel. Then you will not enjoy it, right? So when you are reading a novel, I want you to read something easy, but I will definitely will be reading stories for you. Okay. Ma'am, would you like to write your own novel? I like to write the narratives. I like to write the narratives, the incidents from my life, and I like to talk about it. Novel is like I'm working on so many other projects. So right now I'm not writing any novel, but I am definitely writing some resources for you guys, which you can utilize in your life and get the benefit of that and learn the English language learning on a research-based learning, not just creating anything like. Okay, I feel I stuck somewhere and there is no network. Okay, that's fine, Sujit. But I'm trying to. Okay, I'm waiting for your next surprise lesson based on figurative language. Okay, Vishal, we need to talk about a lot more than figurative language. That's just like a teeny tiny one skill in English language, Vishal. Okay, and we will be learning a lot. So I should end the session, and I will see you hopefully day after tomorrow is what? Sunday? No, I will see you on Tuesday then. But again, if you anyone is interested to join any of my speaking sessions, and if you are interested to join my more speaking sessions, not like every other week, the free one, which I am not sure for how many students I will be able to invite, then email me and let me know, and then we can try to find out the schedule, okay? And I will be bringing some surprises for you in the near future. So I will say keep watching. No, not just watching. Keep, okay, here, notebook, pencil or pen, playing my video, pausing, learning, pausing, learning, pausing, learning, right? Or I will say play first time, then get the gist of the lesson, and then replay it, and then practice. And also practice with my speech also. In other words, I will say copy me. So that way you will be improving your pronunciation. I hope I'm speaking correctly. And then you will be improving, and you will be practicing with your mouth muscles, because if you want to speak in English, your mouth muscles need practice. It's same thing like you are practicing any other skills. For example, you are learning how to play guitar, you are learning how to sing, or you are learning any sport, or you are learning how to drive a car, or anything, right? We practice. That's the way we learn. And then it happens automatically. So that's why I always say, do not force yourself to think in English. Because I have seen there are hundreds of videos where people say, think in English, think in English, think in English. I will never say think in English, because I will say practice. I will say learn with a purpose. And I will say learn with a purpose and understanding. Do not memorize, okay? Try to understand. And you will not even realize it, that you will start thinking automatically. It will be an automatic process. And then you will be shocked. Oh, I am thinking in English now? Yes, that will happen. But don't force yourself. Oh, I have to think in English. Guess what? You are just wasting all your energy on just thinking about it, that you have to think in English. Complete waste of time. Okay, so don't even think. I know there are many videos, and let me tell you, I have seen this a lot on YouTube. If one person make one video, and then you will see after few days, the video starts from here. The video starts from America or from Australia or from England. Then that copy will be coming from many other countries in their native language. That's the trend. And that's not right. Please, what I am telling you is 100% my experience, my teaching, my trainings, my education. Okay, so I'm telling you how the things actually works. And again, I'm telling you, on YouTube, I will say 95% are not teachers. They are not certified. They never had any kind of trainings, but they are teachers. And many of them are from America or from England or from other countries, because they speak English. But that doesn't mean that you know how to teach to another person. Okay, there is a difference. So think about it. If you know a native language, every person in your city, even if they never gone to school, they never attended school, they speak that language. It doesn't mean they can teach another person, right? So that's what you have to keep in mind when you are learning from someone. So I will say practice, consistency, and skills. Learn the skills, the strategies, no tricks, strategies and methods. those strategies are going to stick with you for the rest of your life. That will be a long run learning, and there is no limit in language. So whatever you see, wherever you see, read it, understand it, use it. Okay. So again, 4 domains: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So make a habit to write also. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about your spellings or your sentence structures. Whatever is coming in your mind, just put it on the paper and then read it and then reread it and then try to think, does it make sense, or change it, right? So I hope you enjoyed today's session. And again, as usual, more than 70 minutes. I have to leave now, and I will see you another time. Surprise visit, maybe at this time. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed. Bye.